I'm Mike Byer at the state capitol where the House Republican caucus released their budget plan.
Police in Danville say that a very minor traffic stop violation leads to a discovery of a lot of synthetic marijuana.
Boy, the rest of the day is fantastic. This is the day, the pick day of the forecast. Next few days don't look all that bad, but we're dropping those temperatures. I'm going to show you the 30s for the weekend, and also, are we going to be seeing a little white stuff? That's coming up in just a few minutes.
This is WKYT News at Noon.
And good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Barbara Bailey.
I'm Bill Bryant. Here's what's happening at noon. 3 people have been arrested and accused of handing out fake money at a Central Kentucky business.
Richmond police say the $100 bills they used have motion picture use only on them, just like the ones passed in Scott and Montgomery counties in the past few months. WKYT's Victor Puente is live in Madison County now with the very latest. It's our top story at noon.
Well, this is the 3rd time we've covered these same counterfeit bills being used at a business, but police say unlike those previous cases, this time a clerk noticed they weren't real. Richmond police arrested 27-year-old Aaron Rowley Saturday night. They say he tried to use a $100 bill at the Ready Mart on 2nd Street, and that bill was labeled for motion picture use only. They say they also found 72 pills on him. They charged him with criminal possession of a forged instrument and possession of drugs. They arrested 2 other people there, 26-year-old Joshua Rowley and 24-year-old Amber Whittemore, charging both of them with drug offenses. That bill matches similar ones that were passed at businesses in Georgetown in Scott County and Camargo in Montgomery County. Police in both of those cities got the bills, but not the people who spent them. Richmond police tell me they're trying to determine how Rowley came into possession of that bill. I spoke to Montgomery County Sheriff Fred Shortridge this morning. He told me he hadn't talked to Richmond police yet, but he planned on talking to them to try to figure out what kind of connections they could make in these cases. Live in Richmond, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. And Richmond police said they also arrested a man Friday for trying to use a fake $100 bill, but couldn't tell us if it was the motion picture money.
A traffic stop in Central Kentucky has led to the discovery of a pound of illegal drugs. And Danville police now say the drug operation could be part of an even bigger case. James Paget, Caitlin Hicks, and Peggy Buford are now charged with drug trafficking. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Boyle County with the latest on this investigation. Phil?
Police here in Boyle County say that actually it was a license plate that was not properly illuminated that led them to find a bunch of synthetic marijuana. But they say what they found in the car that they pulled over because of that was just the beginning of what they think is going to be a lengthy drug investigation. Now, police say the car they pulled over was being driven by James R. Paget. Police say the driver then reached over into the back seat as if trying to hide something. Paget told police he didn't have any drugs in the car, but his search turned up several small and large bags containing marijuana. Court records say that Paget said the stuff wasn't real. They were just trying to sell it to make money because they were broke. But police arrested him and 2 others in the car, and they say their investigation led them to a residence in Garrett County where they say they found a pound of synthetic marijuana. And police are telling me that there's going to be a lot more to be released on this, but they say there's not a whole lot more they can say now based on the open and active investigation. But it appears that a drug investigation is going to involve both Garrett and Boyle counties. In Boyle County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. Police say in addition to the synthetic marijuana, they also discovered a lot of cash.
Well, today is the pick day of the week here in the Bluegrass with sunny skies and temperatures in the 70s. But enjoy it while you can. The rain returns tomorrow. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center now with a look ahead. Micah.
Yeah, what we're going to be seeing the rest of the day, a lot of sunshine. When we start to see that rain, it's actually later on tonight into tomorrow morning. So it'll affect some of us because some of us will be awake at that time. Most of us asleep. Here's the look outside. It's a beautiful day. And it feels good, too. It's one of those days that you don't get this combination typically this time of year where we're sitting already in the 60s. We'll finish off in the 70s later on this afternoon, which will be the 5th time we've done that in just 15 days of March. And that's just pretty remarkable. 74 degrees later on this afternoon. We'll talk about when we start to see those temperatures dive and when that rain moves on in coming up.
Well, some volunteers from Kentucky are heading to Louisiana to help with widespread flooding. About 30 people will leave Thursday for Farmerville, located in the north central part of the state. Kentucky Baptist Disaster Relief directors say that the volunteers will help with cleanup efforts. The flooding has claimed 4 lives and damaged nearly 5,000 homes. The state's case against a women's clinic in Lexington will not be going before a judge today as scheduled. Governor Matt Bevin's administration is suing the EMW Women's Clinic on Burt Road, claiming it performed abortions without a license. The clinic has stopped doing abortions until a judge rules in the case. The Lexington judge was supposed to take up the matter this morning, but the Fayette Circuit Court Clerk's office says that hearing has been rescheduled for tomorrow. We'll have new details into the investigation coming up in a report on WKYT News at 12:30.
There could be a possible showdown looming in the state capitol today. Kentucky Republicans released their budget plan this morning. The Democrats will unveil their proposal later this afternoon. Apparently, both have provisions that would restore Governor Bevin's cuts to higher education. WKYT's Mike Byer is in Frankfort now with early reaction.
Good afternoon, Bill. This morning, a few dozen members of the House Republican caucus gathered to introduce their budget plan for the biennium. This comes one day after the group introduced their plan to fix the state's failing pension for the Kentucky Employee Retirement System and the Kentucky Teachers Retirement System. During this morning's revealing, the group expressed that the state is faced with a budget structure for Governor Matt Bevin that includes a 9% cut to agencies over the next 2 years. Now, Governor Bevin has made it clear that he will not sign a budget which involves the state borrowing to fund programs or operations. Knowing that, the Republican House proposed a budget that includes revenues which in return can be used to restore cuts to several important areas. These include education, coal severance, fire departments, local jails, and veteran services, among others. During the press conference, Leader Jeff Hoover stated they spent countless hours working on a budget plan that addresses the state's pension liability and stays within the framework presented by Governor Bevin.
That every member of the House Republican caucus in some way or another had some input on this budget, whether it's coal severance, whether it's primary and secondary education, whether it's post-secondary, on and on and on. Every member of this caucus had some involvement in it, and these issues were discussed in these meetings.
Leader Hoover says they'll present their budget plan to the Appropriations and Revenue Committee this afternoon and hope to present it tomorrow on the floor. Live in Frankfort, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you. And House Democrats will be releasing their state budget plan this afternoon. Well, the final plans for the next phase of the Legacy Trail in Lexington are almost ready, but the city is wanting public input now. There will be an open house from 4 until 7:30 this evening at the Lyric Theater on East 3rd Street. Trail planners and city officials will be there to answer any questions. The city is trying to decide the best route that the trail should take from its starting point, the Isaac Murphy Memorial Art Garden at 3rd and Midland, all the way up to the Kentucky Horse Park. Well, we have another contestant from Kentucky to cheer on in this season of The Voice.
And you and I, yeah, we don't want to be like them. Yeah, we can make it till the end.
That is 16-year-old Jonathan Hutcherson from Wilmore. 90 seconds into his performance, he got a cheer turn from Coach Pharrell Williams. What's even more remarkable is, as a child, Hutcherson had 50% hearing loss in both ears and has worn hearing aids ever since. Hutcherson will perform again during the battle rounds.
Amazing voice for sure. Well, it is a sad day that could be the real turning point. It is that important day, that could be an important day in the race for the White House. Delegates in 5 states up for grabs. We'll have the latest on the second Super Tuesday coming up on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead, the star of the Broadway hit Hamilton drops a beat with President Obama at the White House. We'll show you his viral freestyle rap next on WKYT.
I've covered thousands of games over decades. You think you can beat me? Come on.
Challenge Dave Baker and make your picks to play the Hoops Hysteria Tournament Pick'em game on WKYT.com. Enter now for your chance to win a 65-inch LG 4K Smart TV. For official rules, visit WKYT.com and click on the Contest tab. Must be 18 years old to enter and live in the WKYT viewing area. Hoops Hysteria. Brought to you by Paul Miller Ford, Bluegrass Home Entertainment, Central Bank, and Arby's.
Turn your loving on and try something crazy good. I'm all about new hot stuff. Makes me crinkle inside. Bet you never tasted flavor this big. Insane, right?
Only Rallies and Checkers is crazy enough to offer 2 huge Alaskan cod fillets boxed with fries for just $2. Reel in 2 huge beer-battered authentic Alaskan cod fillets with our famous seasoned fries and irresistible dill tartar sauce. Get hooked for just $2. Only at Rallies and Checkers.
Epic meals, epic deals.
This Corolla's got a sweet sound system and low APR.
Nah, I don't live far.
It's got tons of room.
I do own a broom.
This is pretty fun.
Yeah? I've been thinking of growing a man bun.
It's Toyota's One for Everyone sales event with 0 for 60 financing plus $500 bonus cash on Corolla or $1,000 customer cash or a $159 a month lease.
Thanks, Jan.
No, it's Jan.
Toyota, let's go places.
These creamery shakes are so rich and creamy.
I know. Finally a shake for an aficionado like myself.
Wait, you're a shake aficionado?
Not a shake aficionado. The shake aficionado.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, perhaps you could be one too. Go ahead.
It's a coolness. It's cold.
Okay, ice cream is cold. Stop the presses, guys. Ice cream is cold. Says Pete. Print it.
New slow-churned creamery shakes are here in premium flavors like bourbon brown sugar. And all shakes are half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Turn back the clock around the clock with Merle Norman's anti-aging complex system. 94% saw an improvement in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. 91% agree skin felt firmer around the eyes. 91% felt an improvement in skin smoothness. Ask about our latest anti-aging complex dry oil serum. Merle Norman. Your gift with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products.
Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. Voters are hitting the polls in 5 states today with 2 GOP presidential candidates battling for political survival.
It's going to be an interesting evening when those votes come in. Don Champion has the latest on the race for the White House.
The face of the Republican presidential race could change today as voters cast ballots on primary day in Florida, Ohio, Illinois, North Carolina, and Missouri.
Your governor is totally overrated.
GOP frontrunner Donald Trump leads the polls in every state except Ohio, where he is in a virtual tie with the state's popular governor, John Kasich. He voted this morning and said he feels proud of his campaign.
By continuing to run the race, the positive campaign is now starting to shine through like a beacon.
Here in Florida, Marco Rubio's political future is on the line at polling places like this. The senator predicted a win in his home state, but is way behind in the polls.
This state will elect 99 delegates to one person. And I want it to be me, and I need you to help it to be me.
Ted Cruz may have his best shot at winning in Illinois, where the latest CBS News battleground tracker has the Texas senator within striking distance of Trump. Meanwhile, on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders is trying to pull off another Midwest upset against Hillary Clinton. The Vermont senator is making a run for Missouri, Ohio, and Illinois, where he's campaigned heavily in Chicago.
In the states that are coming down the pike, we have great opportunities to win many of them, so we're feeling really good.
But Clinton has a big lead in Florida, a winner-take-all state with 214 delegates up for grabs. Don Champion, CBS News, Miami.
Now, Sanders typically does well with independents, which benefits him in states with open primaries where you don't have to be registered as a Democrat to vote for him. 3 of the 5 states fall into that category today: Missouri, Illinois, and Ohio. Hillary Clinton is creating some controversy here in Kentucky. During Sunday night's CNN Democratic Town Hall meeting in Columbus, Ohio, Clinton said she wants to replace coal jobs with clean energy jobs, but she does not want to leave coal miners behind. She is now touting a plan to set aside $30 billion to protect the health benefits and pensions for coal miners and their families. But Kentucky's 2 U.S. Republican senators jumped on Clinton for her comments. Senator Rand Paul sent out a tweet saying, quote, "That's why Democrats in Kentucky running for federal and state office have been and should be soundly defeated. They don't represent us." Meanwhile, Senator Mitch McConnell also responded on Twitter saying, quote, "Kentucky miners know that coal keeps the lights on and puts food on the table. These are not statistics. These are hardworking families." Well, the star and creator of the Broadway hit Hamilton has gone viral with his presidential freestyle rap.
POTUS is holding up the signs. I'm not done. It's the Oval Office. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm there. It's so much more intimidating than if it was square. Opportunity knocks and I can't stop. I'm here with the president and my pops. And yo, the mic drops.
The president welcomed the cast of the sold-out musical to the White House for a student workshop. The show tells the true story of Alexander Hamilton, the first Treasury Secretary of the United States, as told by a cast of young African-American and Latino actors. Along with a question and answer segment, the cast also performed a musical selection from the show.
A Wolf County man who went hiking alone last night is back at home safe and sound.
Think you might be pregnant? No judgment, no pressure, just help. AssuranceCare.org.
Social Security is sometimes the only thing that stands between having a roof over your head, food on the table, and being homeless. At Morgan & Morgan, we have a Social Security section devoted to helping you. Whether you're applying for benefits or been denied, I invite you to visit forthepeople.com and learn more. When you visit, you can learn what benefits you're entitled to and what injuries and mental illnesses qualify for both Social Security and VA benefits. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Your body is a finely tuned instrument. Diarrhea can throw it out of rhythm. Imodium Multi-Symptom Relief combines two powerful ingredients to relieve diarrhea faster and ease gas, cramps, and bloating. Restore rhythm with Imodium.
When your type 2 diabetes numbers aren't moving in the right direction, it can be a burden. But what if you could wake up to lower blood sugar? Imagine loving your numbers. Discover once daily Invokana. With over 6 million prescriptions and counting, it's the #1 prescribed SGLT2 inhibitor that works to lower A1C. Invokana is used along with diet and exercise to significantly lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes. It's a once daily pill that works around the clock. Here's how. Invokana reduces the amount of sugar allowed back into the body through the kidneys and sends some sugar out through the process of urination. And while it's not for weight loss, it may help you lose weight. Invokana can cause important side effects, including dehydration, which may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, lightheaded, or weak, especially when you stand up. Other side effects may include kidney problems, genital yeast infections, urinary tract infections, changes in urination, high potassium in the blood, increases in cholesterol, or risk of bone fracture. Do not take Invokana if you have severe kidney problems or are on dialysis. Stop taking and call your doctor right away if you experience symptoms such as rash, swelling, or difficulty breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about any medical conditions, medications you are taking, and if you have kidney or liver problems. Using Invokana with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase risk of low blood sugar. Imagine life with a lower A1C. Are you loving your numbers? There's only one Invokana. Ask your doctor about it by name.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. WKYT. Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Boy, you can pick out any zone you want, north, south, east, or west, does not matter. It's gorgeous outside. A couple of clouds here and there, nothing to be worried about. And as we track off into the rest of the afternoon, we'll go from the 60s to the 70s. And this is pretty interesting. Last year during the month of March, we hit 70 plus 3 times. In the first couple of weeks, we didn't hit it at all. We were actually in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Well, through March 14th, through yesterday, the first 2 weeks of this year, so the past 2 weeks, we've hit 70 degrees plus 4 times. This will be number 5 today in just 15 days of March. We are well ahead of schedule. So if you think this has been a pretty warm March, no doubt about it, it has. We go off to the rest of the afternoon, running any errands, kids coming home from school, 3, 4 p.m. Things look great, low to mid 70s. And then we get overnight. Now I want to show you this. They're by midnight to about 6 or 7 a.m. So in between these two time frames, from midnight to about, we'll even say 8 a.m. That is an area that we'll see a line of showers roll on through. We could get a rumble of thunder, but for the most part, it's just going to be some showers here and there. And that will roll through and get on out of here. So it really, most of it falls when a lot of us are asleep later on tonight. So it really won't affect us that much. It's going to be a wet ground when you wake up. Once we go through the day tomorrow, we'll drop those temperatures. So we go from 74 down to the low to mid 60s. That's the way it's just going to be the next several days. We just keep taking that step down. And that's where we finish off tomorrow. 62 there in Frankfort, 63 in Richmond. Mid-60s down south. Still holding on to dry conditions for your Wednesday, except for, once again, tonight around midnight through about 6 or 7 a.m. And then we're looking toward your Thursday. Thursday we'll have a couple of showers here and there. And that will give us the cloud cover too. Bring in that fall feel as we're sitting there in the 60s outside. So not the 70s, not the upper 60s like we have been. It's going to be upper 50s, lower 60s. It starts to get cool each and every single day. And then that takes you off towards your weekend where we actually see even cooler conditions. And this will be cold weekend, okay? 45 typically isn't all that cold. But since we've been in the 60s and 70s the past several days, it's going to feel very chilly once we hit the weekend, and 38 now showing up there on Sunday, with even a few snowflakes being a possibility in our forecast on the first day of spring. So here we go. Every single day, guys, it drops and drops and drops.
We saw that.
Yeah.
You'll turn that around early next week,
yeah, we'll
right?
do that.
Okay,
We'll do that.
let's hope so.
Thank you.
We're coming back on WKYT. Coach John Calipari says the Cats aren't getting enough credit.
And the UK women couldn't have gotten a better postseason draw. Dave Baker's next with sports.
And while he makes his way in, let's check stocks. The major market indicators down some at midday.
Only one Marine survived.
He's got a long road ahead of him.
There's nothing you could have done. You're wasting your time.
A single act can have ramifications beyond one's own comprehension.
New NCIS, then.
This case is connected to my sister's murder. Oh my God.
New NCIS New Orleans after NCIS, CBS tonight.
Hey, Joe, how you doing with your new hearing aids?
Hey, Marty, they're great. I just wish I'd done it sooner.
If you play the TV too loudly, or if listening in some situations has become difficult, you're needed to participate in a special program called the 10-Day Challenge. You'll receive a complete hearing test and evaluation absolutely free.
Come on and be one of the 100 participants and take the 10-Day Challenge.
Hearing Solutions, helping you listen to what you're missing.
Make a fast break for great savings now.
Big Blue Nation, it's Paul Miller Ford's Matchup Sales Event. Huge savings on Kentucky's most popular brand. 0% financing for 60 months available or lease for less. New 2015 Ford Focus, lease for only $139 per month on a 36-month lease. New 2016 Ford Fusions, lease for only $169 a month on a 36-month lease. New 2016 Ford F-150s as low as $20,990.
Point, click, drive. PaulMillerFord.com.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Now get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, just $99.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
Seems like every morning is the same blur. Get the kids out the door with their steps so that they can get to school and I can get to work. Just sitting at a red light, I get hit from behind.
I'm attorney Darryl Isaacs, the Hammer. Serious accidents happen every day. It's what happens next that's really important.
I'm busy every day. I didn't want to waste my time with the insurance company. I called in Darryl Isaacs, the Hammer, and they handled it for me faster than I ever imagined.
Getting Kentuckians what they deserve has been my job for over 23 years. Car wreck? Get the Hammer.
What do these women have in common? They are the staff of Ageless Medical Weight Loss. They've lost a combined 1,300 pounds. The team at Ageless will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Our city is like one big machine with thousands of moving parts. Lextran keeps more of those parts moving than most of us realize. Moving thousands of people a day to and from places of education or employment or enjoyment. Days and nights, rain or shine, weekdays and weekends, Sundays and holidays. So whether you ride the bus or not, you can count on the fact that many of the people you count on Lextran.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP.
The madness has begun, boys. Sweet 16 tomorrow. The men open Thursday in Des Moines, and Matthew Mitchell and company have put together an improbable, overachieving season. And last night, as the women's pairings were announced, they hoped that meant to not having to leave the comforts of home.
celebration. We're going to stay, of course, when Lexington's there, and you got to bring up the Kentucky Wildcats.
So the Cats get exactly what they were hoping for. That's a spot in the Lexington Regional starting Saturday at Memorial Coliseum against UNC Asheville. And if they could win 2 games, they would move on to the regional final in Rupp Arena for the Sweet 16.
A lot of emotion. Whenever the Lexington region came up, I felt like butterflies in my stomach. I want to play at home. I want to play at Memorial. I want to play at Rupp. I want to play in front of the Big Blue Nation.
I was a little surprised, you know, the rumors, the chatter, we were hearing that we might be somewhere else, but it's a great opportunity for us, and we're excited to get back on the floor.
You think about where we were on February the 3rd, 4-6 in the league, and for this team to fight back and, you know, win 8 straight against the Southeastern Conference opponent, get a 12 in the RPI, clearly one of the top 12 teams in the country. It's a great reward for a really good regular season.
Boy, absolutely right about that. So the opener will be Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock on ESPN2 against UNC Asheville, the 14th seed. Kentucky, one of 9, a record 9 SEC women's teams to make it to the tournament. On to the men now, and the SEC tournament. A lot of folks were saying to me, well, it's in your typical Kentucky team. Well, guess what? They may not be last year's unbeaten juggernaut, but John Calipari is plenty proud of what they've accomplished.
No one wants to say our top 7 scorers and rebounders are gone from last year. No one wants to say this is a absolutely brand new team, new and totally different. We were a power team, a big team last year, and all of a sudden now we're a guard-oriented. No one, yeah, Kentucky, they're a pretty good team. They're getting better.
And, you know, I still can't get over Derek Willis hitting that big shot. You expect Euless to do it, but Derek Willis? When the Cats open the NCAA tournament, we'll have it for you right here. It's Kentucky against the Seawolves of Stony Brook. They tip off at 9:40 Thursday night, second game of the pod in Des Moines, Iowa. Our coverage from Des Moines begins at this time tomorrow, right here on your home of the Cats and the home of the NCAA tournament, WKYT. Tonight on the Big Blue Insider with Dick Gabriel, speaking of that NCAA tournament, UK radio analyst Mike Pratt on the Cats, and a scouting report from Long Island on the aforementioned Stony Brook Seawolves. That's at 6. On 6:30 WLAP. Guys, looking forward to the next half hour talking a little brackets with you, but for now, let's look at sports.
Yeah, we do too. We'll see what your thoughts are. Thank you very much, Buzz.
And there's more to come in our next half hour of WKYT News at noon.
A new branch of the Lexington Public Library is now open, and we'll take you inside.
As the governor is suing a Lexington clinic that is performing abortions, we're digging through these state documents to see what happened with that clinic 10 years ago after it faced similar trouble from the state. We'll have that story coming up at 12:30.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $20 million, and tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot is $70 million.